It's time for the friendliest segment in all of sports, a special playoff edition of King of the Hill. No bad boys. Can I tell you something about the bad boy?
No, we don't have time for it.
A lot of people want the bad boy back.
I like the bad boy.
People love the bad. I didn't
bring him back.
Don't put the skulls.
I
don't have
want
time
to bring him back.
We
but
don't
people
have
are like,
time.
where's the bad boy?
To the hill. No one's like
the
that.
bad boy.
No one's like that. And Gianna, stop giggling. Every time Gianna giggles in the background, Wildes gets a dopamine boost.
No,
and then he's like, I got
It's
to keep this going.
Hub says
it's like kidding. He's just kidding. He's doing crowd work. All right. To the hill. Again, if you're not in the playoffs, you're not eligible. And some of this a little bit has to do with your playoff resume.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but it's not entirely.
Okay.
Bottom
if
row.
you won Finals MVP recently.
Bottom row. Can you just wait?
I'm the bad boy. Don't tell me what to do. I'm back.
So,
sorry.
Playoff resume. That's why Jimmy gets bumped and Harden gets dropped a bit where they were before. Jimmy's playoff resume earns it, even though I am a little skeptical if we're going to get full-blown playoff Jimmy this postseason. James Harden, sorry. I just said with Bruce Ballard, he was on my All-NBA team as well, but his playoff resume speaks for itself. Triple J and Paolo stay where they were last week. Ja, Garland, and Trae Young, they move up. Honestly, mostly because guys who were above them got eliminated because their teams didn't make the playoffs, but they all deserve to be. Again, it's a 7-row mountain this week, which means my apologies, 28 guys. So these are your best 28 guys in the playoffs. 6th row, AD drops a touch, kind of team-based. Jaylen Brown stays where he is. That is because we are weighing the fact that last year he was excellent in the playoffs with the fact that this week, he reportedly got some injections in his knee and is dealing with an injury. And so a full-strength Jaylen Brown would be a row higher. However, he's dealing with an injury that has limited him and knocked him out of games. Also, I know Jaylen seemed a little concerned maybe about, oh, man, this is going to cost me All-NBA eligibility. Even if he was eligible, he wasn't going to make All-NBA this year anyway, so it's fine. Evan Mobley, who I'm very curious if he's Bruce Defensive Player of the Year. He's where he is. Jalen Williams. Now, this is a little different than Jaylen Brown. Jalen Williams' playoff last year would dip him a bit. He didn't, but however, he was so good this year and the team won 68 games, he stays where he is. Jamal Murray and Draymond Green, playoff killers. Draymond Green is a 16-game player. He's going to need to be this year. And Jamal Murray, couple buzzer beaters last year, unbelievable postseason runs even before the Nuggets were champion level when he was dropping 50, in the bubble or in pre-bubble. All right, 5th row, top 15. First time in the playoffs. So Cade was a row 4 guy in the regular season. Right now he's a row 5 guy. I think that's fair. Jalen Brunson was really good in the playoffs last year for the Knicks. Also coming off that ankle injury, stays where he is. Şengün.
Yeah, let's go.
The librarian. Tyrese Halliburton. Karl-Anthony Towns. Man, Karl-Anthony Towns did go toe-to-toe with Jokic in a series last year. I don't put it on him that they lost to the Mavs. I understand he wasn't brilliant in that series and he's been really good this year. He's on row 5. Row 4. Steph, listen, I am really disappointed in how the last 10 days went for the Warriors. Steph's 3-point game, then the terrible loss against the Spurs where Steph and Draymond conspired for 3 consecutive down-the-stretch turnovers. And then this weekend, those 8 turnovers in your biggest game of the year, so he dips a bit. Anthony Edwards stays where he is, Donovan stays where he is, and Kawhi, his highest ranking on any hill since the hill has existed because healthy Kawhi is a playoff killer. Yeah. He is coming off the best extended stretch of basketball he has had in, honestly, maybe a half-decade. He's right there. Row 3 of the hill. Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, LeBron James. Luka's playoff resume speaks for itself. Also, his play at the end of the regular season with the 45 against Dallas. I think 39 the next night against Houston. He's rounding into form. LeBron is coming in rested and healthy into a postseason for the first time since the bubble. And Jason Tatum, as Brew will remind you, his finals last year weren't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. Brew loves saying that. And then row 2, Giannis and Shea, this is a no-brainer. And row 1, the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. That is the postseason edition of King of the Hill, Chris Broussard.
I think I'm going to surprise you and maybe shame you a bit because of your relationship to this player. I am switching Luka Doncic and Giannis.
Oh, you're moving Luka up.
Yes, Luka's up, Giannis is down, and here's why. We haven't seen Giannis in the playoffs in 2 years. Last time we saw him, he was running away from the ball in an elimination game at the end of the game against the Miami Heat. Am I wrong? That lack of a go-to shot, move, whatever you want to call it, in the playoffs hurts. Giannis has had, and look, obviously I had him first team All-NBA. He's a fantastic player, and he's playing great right now. But he has had a lot of first-round exits. All right? He has had, and there's no Chris Middleton there to help him. There's no Drew Holiday there to help him. There's no Dame Lillard there, right now at least, to help him. And so and Luka, on the other hand, is the second leading scorer per game in playoff history. Second, only one of two players averaged 30 or more points with Michael Jordan. He's 31 points again for his playoff career. And that's without a guy like LeBron James next to you drawing attention from the defense. So I got Luka moving, and I'm not moving Giannis way down. I'm just saying.
Listen, I get that.
Those two,
Here is an insane fact. The last time Giannis, not the Bucks, Giannis, won a playoff game was round 2 of 2022. Game 5 against Boston.
Yeah.
Game 6, Giannis was amazing. Tatum had the best game of his life. Game 7, Grant Williams hit all the threes. The next year, Giannis hurt his back and, you know what I mean, missed some of the series, not all of it. The next year, missed the whole thing. So Giannis has not won a playoff game in 3 years, which is pretty remarkable. I still think he is an all-time playoff performer to me. He just scored 50 to clinch the finals. Go ahead.
I'd like to put Jaylen Brown up alongside the finals MVPs. There's 6 finals MVPs up there, right?
Okay, Kawhi, LeBron, Steph, Jokic, Giannis.
And Jaylen Brown. Am I missing?
I thought you meant 6 in addition, Jaylen.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Going through?
Yep.
Yeah. It's playoff Jaylen. Last 3 seasons. Regular season, good. Playoffs, winning percentage goes down a little bit because you don't get to, beat up on tomato cans. But field goal percentage a little bit better.
I don't know if that graphic's what you want. It's the same guy.
Good. Yeah, but
he's the same guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Competition's way tougher.
Oh, okay. All right,
you don't get to play the Hornets.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. He stays the same in the postseason.
Exactly.
I like that.
And slightly better.
And slightly better, that's all.
Your spot.
Josh is over there. This is Josh's graphic. Josh is fired up about it. Finally, a lot of people talk about defense.
Don't you normally have 3?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Defense wins championships, one of my favorite sayings that I coined. A lot of people are using it now. Field goal percentage last postseason. And we're honest on the show, okay? When Josh makes a graphic, I don't say, Josh, take out Donovan Mitchell because he cooks him up. Josh leaves him on.
Was he guarding Bam a lot?
A little bit.
Evan Mobley a lot? He's guarding a lot of centers?
A little bit.
Okay. All right.
Josh is doing
Don't stop foisting stuff on Josh.
Josh's graphics. It's called teamwork.
Josh gives us everything.
Yeah.
We select and choose which ones we want to use.
But mine have nuance.
Don't foist things on Josh.
No, it's an interesting graphic.
Okay.
And finally, this one's super interesting.
Uh-huh.
Celtics shoot a ton of threes. Jaylen actually taking more 2s nowadays. Nowadays, the 3 is all the rage. Jaylen Brown's taking more 2s, his 2-point percentage.
Is that a good thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Because everyone gets a little too reliant on the Celtics. That is an Achilles heel. Yeah. Another word I brought up, invented. I don't mean he has an Achilles issue. He has a little bit of a knee problem. An Achilles heel of the team means there's like a flaw of the team.
Yeah.
They fall in love with the 3 and they're committed to the 3.
I get all that.
We get it.
Gets you to win.
I understand.
But occasionally they'll fall too in love. They'll fall head over heels in love.
Wildes.
They're smitten.
Too much.
If the schedule allowed for it, would you have been okay with Jaylen Brown flying over to Kobe's clinic in Germany before the playoffs?
Of course.
Exactly. That's why he can't be hired. Because
Drew today and Al Horford and Missoula all said he's totally fine. He's ready to rock. That's why we took it out of his
teammates and his coach.
The case.
And he said he was fine. He was just like,
if not,
he's fine.
I'm allergic to butterflies. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.